Hare Krishna and welcome to this video on Sanskrit nouns. It's the masculine declension number 1 and stem in a short A, and this is part 3. And here we will talk about the endings table, and one such table looks like this. This is the endings table for masculine declension number 1, and there's only one such table. So unlike the pret-a-porter tables, this is only one. And those other tables, you can have one for each word, because that's what pret-a-porter means. It's a ready-made complete version of all the declined forms for a particular word. So you can have 500 such tables for 500 different words. So as we see here then, the endings table, it contains, unsurprisingly, lots of endings. And the idea here behind this kind of table is that there are these endings are the underlying endings from which we can create any pret-a-porter table, whether the word is nara or gudja or any other noun with a short A ending in the stem. So we may think of the endings table as a sort of template which we can use to create our ready-to-go noun forms. Naturally, we will not create a physical pret-a-porter table for every new masculine noun that we encounter. Rather, what we want to do is instead to have a method by which we automatically, like on the fly, can generate and also identify all the pret-a-porter forms for that specific word. So let's take a look at that process. So how do we produce these forms? The first step is to identify the stem form of the noun. The second step is to calculate what's called an Declension base. The third step is to add the ending to the Declension base. And the fourth step is to apply internal sandhi if needed. So let's talk about the first step. Step 1, identifying the stem form. And here is some potential problem, because identifying the stem form is not always so easy. It could be easy, but it doesn't have to be easy. And this depends on what kind of dictionaries or word lists or vocabulary lists that you have at your disposal. So what I'm saying here, I'm mentioning these Coulson and Goldman. What I'm pointing at here is that some dictionaries and some textbooks do not have word lists that list the stem form of the nouns at all. Instead, some of these books use the nominative singular as the entry item, and you will never see the stem form in those books. So what to do then? How to think about that? And another thing I forgot. Goldman. Not only is the problem in Goldman and Coulson. When I'm talking about Coulson and Goldman, I mean Coulson's Teach Yourself Sanskrit book and Goldman's Devavani Paveshika Sanskrit textbook. Those are the books I mean, and Goldman, and both of them have the problem that the nouns are listed not in stem form, but in their nominative singular. And Goldman's volume has an additional problem, and that is that for some nouns, he does not use the first the nominative singular form, but another form. So he's not really consistent across all the varieties of nouns that he has in his lists. So the student may get confused, and I think that's a problem. So what to do then? Well, we try to be careful to use the right books, and the books that I'm recommending, or in this circumstance here now, are the following four. There are many more, but I'll just mention these for now. And this is Vasudev Govinda Apte, I think the initials are like that, and it's the concise Sanskrit English dictionary. And then we have Kapile, who authored a Sanskrit English dictionary based upon the St. Petersburg mega lexicon of Sanskrit. And then we have MacDonald, who has his practical Sanskrit dictionary, and then we have Maurer's Routledge textbook on Sanskrit. I remember the name. I think it's called The Sanskrit Language or something like that. It's almost 1,000 pages, so it has a lot of vocab in it also. But all those four are using the stem form, so these are convenient to use if you are trying to use this method. So when we are actually doing step one and using the right dictionaries and word lists, then we will see that in example 1 here, that the stem of elephant we will find to be gudja. Gudja. And then in example B, we will find that the stem of the word hand is kara. Kara. Now to calculating the Declension base. And the procedure is very simple. We just remove the final short A of the stem, and then we'll get the Declension base. So in example 1 here, if the stem is gudja, then we will have a base of gudja. And if we have a stem kar, we will get a base kar. Now let's add the ending. And the procedure is simple. Again, we add the selected ending to the base. So if we, for example, want to have a dative singular ending, like here in I, then we will get gajaya as the added form here. And then in B, we will do a similar thing, although this time for genitive plural. So we will add anam to kar, and we will get karanam, karanam, like that. So the fourth and last step would be to apply the internal sandhi, and the procedure is something like this, that if the ending has an N together with other conditions, then apply dental N to retroflex N sandhi, internal sandhi. So in this example then we look at the gajaya form, and we find that there is no N at all in that word. So there will be no change. However, in example B, we will see that karanam indeed has an N. So thus we must invoke the dental N to retroflex N internal sandhi rule to produce karanam. So we go from karanam with the dental N to karanam with a retroflex N. So a little repetition here, summing up here, that producing the pret-a-porter forms. Number 1, identify the stem form of the noun. 2, calculate the Declension base. 3, add the ending to the Declension base. And 4, apply internal sandhi if needed. Thank you very much for watching, and Hare Krishna, Hare Rama.